Alright, ladies and gentlemen, yet again, it is another Guild Quest tier list. And, yeah, I mean, it's time to do a tier list. And how I rank them is mainly going over Guild Quest. This game is mainly a Guild Quest focused centered game, taking into consideration also the Limit Breaker quest, epic raids, and link slot trials, I guess. Realistically, that mode is kind of done for, but it is what it is. Also, let me know what you guys would think, but should I start moving some of these S tier characters down and then even some of these lower A tier characters down? Because I feel like, unless they're links, like, I don't even think they should be in A. I don't know. Like, should I move some of them down? Because, like, B looks so empty when it's like, you're never going to use, like, 90% of these characters in here, you know? And then a lot of these are just outdated NAD units, like this Renji, Chad, the Gina never gets seen used, Kisuke, you know, Xiaolong, like I never, you know what I mean. But I don't know. Let me know down below what you guys think for the next tier list we'll do. But yeah, we have a few characters in each tier. Not a whole lot. We got one in tech, speed, one in power. We got one unit in each thing, because I'm not doing the resurrected characters because they genuinely did not get that much. Like, they would get up, they would boost up just like a little bit. But none of the resurrections from this past month were mind-breaking or game-breaking or anything. Like, they were fine. They were fine. Just nothing worthwhile to even talk about realistically. But let's go over a heart attribute first. Big Okiora. What is his skills again? Let's see. So, Okiora is a ranged Espada killer plus meant to replace Masaki. He has a strong attack damage of 20%, strong attack recharge time minus 12%. He has weaken plus on all of his strong attacks, weaken plus, and then he has an SA2 barrier and boost. So he will be giving you the 43% attack, focus, and defense, which is very, very good in this meta. Because focus is the meta in Guild Quest now. He has bombardment 1, booster of 30%, complete status immunity of 100%, debilitator plus 5 seconds, enhancer of 10 seconds, frenzy plus 2 or plus 3 in Guild Quest, increased status summon chance against Rankars, killer effect plus 30 or plus 50 in Guild Quest, multi-barrier plus 2, range damage plus 10 or plus 30 in Guild Quest, sharpshooter, and an SP boost of 80%. So first reaction when this character dropped, people were not very happy because, you know, Guild Quest skills for a character like this and also Vassal Lord, you know, people weren't very happy. Guild Quest skills, they should have just had like Rampage and kits kind of like end of your Ichigo realistically for a character of this type, which I could agree with, but with how they turned out in game, I think they're actually pretty good. I will say though, the Vassal, the Segunda Etapa Okiora's kit isn't as great, I must say. His SA2 does not have poise, or he doesn't have poise break in general. He doesn't have berserker. I guess he has in his soul trait. My bad. It's the full hollow that doesn't. But his SA2 also, since he doesn't have poison, it's a vortex. I feel like it's not that insane, but thankfully it still does enough damage to kill the side mobs. I did see that even at 1 out of 5 it does enough damage, so there is that. That is a plus. And then his SA1 is like, I believe it's a higher magnification shave. So if you've ever used like 8th anniversary Ichigo, it has like that really slow ranged attack, and it doesn't do that much. It's basically that, but I think with slightly less range but more damage, if I'm not mistaken, is what it is. But yeah, so that was like his main thing, just like no poise break, and then his SA1 not being like the best. But surprisingly, he turned out to be really, really good. His damage is absolutely excellent. He ended up clearing, I think 1-5 got 49 seconds is the highest I saw. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but that was the highest that I saw a 1-5 Okiora perform at. I never saw a 5-5-1. I'd imagine he could get 53, 54 seconds in Guild Quest. And because he has the barrier, he also has a superior strong attack, by the way. That's another thing. His cooldown, you do need to run 40% strong attack cooldowns on it for his superior strong attack. It does more damage, but it is also a slower cooldown. Remember that. I almost forgot about it. But yeah. I was just onto something, but I completely forgot. But yeah, I never saw the 5-5 showcase or anything. But to be fair, for him, I feel like he would be up here. I think he is still an exceptional character. He outscored Masaki, and his barrier, right? That's what I was going for. Keeps him safe during the EX waves, because if you get hit one time in the EX wave, you're not clearing. You're just not clearing. You have to be at full stamina in order to clear those EX waves. I got hit on like the third boss using Shinji. Obviously, it was a full hollow phase, but still, I was using Shinji. Third boss, I had like 30 seconds left. Took a little hit of damage, couldn't clear because of how annoyingly tanky they are. And if you don't have all your full stamina because you lose all your link damage and stuff, you're just kind of cut. So having a barrier makes it pretty nice. So that way, if you have your barrier up, you know, you have a little bit of wiggle room to like escape from the enemy. So I do like that. In epic grades, he is an absolute monster, by the way. He's granted he has ×3 damage and he also has killer, but from what I've seen so far, it looks like he's very, very good. But I feel as though he'll just be good no matter what, especially because Rankars and Soul Reapers are one of the most common epic grade boss, so he should be good most of the time. And then Link Slot Trial is like, it's a joke. It's so goddamn easy. Who cares? Like, you can easily blitz through it in under a minute, even if he has only has guild quest skills. He's still fine. He does more than enough damage. And then Limit Breaker quest, he's in a spotted killer, so you can definitely knock him some points for that. He will never be used in Limit Breaker quest, unfortunately, unless maybe if you have him 5/5 and you're fighting a Rankars and you have range damage ×2 and all that, then maybe, but probably not gonna happen. But I feel like he's still an absolutely exceptional character. Being able to clear that high at 1 out of 5, 49 seconds, is very, very good. Very, very good. Byakuya is basically that. This one, I just used him today. I got 50 seconds. I had a 3/5, but I did see people with a full setup team and all that. 1/5 Byakuya was getting 52 seconds. 52 seconds with a 1/5 character. That is insane. That's ludicrous. This man is freaking insane. Imagine if he had Weaken and Paralysis Plus and all that. Like, this unit is so good. Byakuya is so good. I'm standing this character. Unfortunately, Ichigo is just him. That EX is just so much better. If only Okiura had a better, or if only Okiura had an EX skill, actually. But if only Byakuya had a better EX skill. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's just kind of like a barrier and a little bit of damage. But yeah, I think this is fine. You can alternate these two realistically however you want. I don't know, but I think True Shikai is lower, in my opinion. But yeah, this is heart. This is my heart tier list. SS is mainly ranked 100%. These ones I tried to rank a bit, but there's just so many characters. I should probably just move a lot of them down. Like Ginjo, you don't use at all anymore. He's terrible. You know what I mean? So maybe I'll move them down next tier list, depending on what you guys say. But moving on to the next attribute now. Alright, so BBSM has not updated their new characters for this end of month, so we will be doing it like this, by the way. Thankfully, I was able to replicate the little square images, so if they look a bit low res and low quality and stuff, that's on me, just because I'm not that great at Photoshop, but here we are. So we have Askin. Some people are disappointed he's a farmer. But at least be thankful he's not a normal attack damage character, because the other two were. Could you say that Askin deserved a SP character? I could definitely see that. Giselle could have been the farmer, and I think that would have been perfectly fine. That would have been a great balance. But I think they're giving Giselle the better character treatment now, and then when Askin gets his core 3 or core 4 character, whichever one they want to do, don't really know how that'll go. That's probably when he'll get his big honcho character, hopefully. But design-wise, I think it's very cool. Just thought I would mention that. And this is actually the only character I ended up pulling from the banner. Never showcased him because he's just a farmer, and unfortunately, everyone else already showcased him by the time I could get a video even recorded. So unfortunate, but Askin is a ranged Soul Reaper or Rankar killer. He is a technique attribute character. He has the soul trait of strong attack damage of 20% and strong attack recharge time minus 12%. He has poison plus on all of his strong attacks, including his soul bomb. He has the enemy defeated bonus of 20% berserker after killing 20 enemies. Defeat 40 enemies and you get strong team party, increase strong attack damage of 20%. Innate skills of sprinter +1. He has havoc, complete status immunity, which is very fun, very nice. Berserker of 60% in total. Reduced strong attack cooldown. That is from the soul trait. Love that. Increased speed. Super speed. Links on potions plus 10. Increased speed. Links on potions of 5. Increased speed. Droplet drops of 30%. Frenzy of 2. Debilitator plus 2 seconds. Increased status summon chance against speed attribute enemies. Damage to poison enemies minus 60 plus 60%. Poise, sharpshooter, hits hidden enemies, and spiritual pressure boost of 80%. So this character is very, very good. Unfortunately, though, he is just a farmer. I haven't seen anyone use him in Guild Quests. Obviously, we haven't gotten those Guild Quests out. I have seen people say that maybe he can be good there. Maybe. But every time I bring it up to my buddy, he's another GQ sweat. He mentions Askin's SA1. He has all range collision. And he basically just said he's a Rangiku. And I was like, you know what? Just by saying that, I don't think I want to use this character in Range Soul Reaper or a Rancard Guild Quest. Rangiku is just such an unfun character to use. Amazing skills, amazing damage, but that kit is just so unfun. I understand. As bad as Ichigo's proc chances and his SA1, at least he has a very good SA2, a very good SA3, and he has paralysis to keep all the enemies in place. Askin does not. He might have more damage, but I don't know. Obviously, he's just a farmer, so Limit Breaker Quest never going to use him. Epic Grades, he is a very good character at the moment. Granted, he has Killer and times 3 damage, so take that into consideration at the moment. And then Link's on Trials, he's a monster. He's really, really good because he has increased chance against them. Where would I put him? I think he's above all the other farmers. So literally just like above Hallibell. Hallibell, I mean, you can interplace them, but I think they're like relatively the exact same. But I think that Askin is a better farmer in general because he actually has status summons, and I think he has more damage overall, so he'll be more usable in such like epic raids. Because I never enjoyed using Hallibell in epic raids, to be honest. That's just me personally. I don't know, but I would personally say that Askin is probably a better character for that. Because if you bring anyone else with status summons and you proc a status summon, Hallibell doesn't get her extra 100% damage to enemies not afflicted by an ailment. So Askin can proc over top of anyone else procking status summons. So his SP boost doesn't get cocked or cucked. So yeah, I think he is very, very good. As for characters, do I want to move any of them down? I don't know. I'm low-key thinking of boosting up Sun to second place because of how Guild Quest is going. Giselle's still a very good character in Limit Breaker Quest. And I assume Giselle's going to still be good in Guild Quest, but I don't know if Giselle's going to be nearly as good as Sun. Sun and Giselle are both very good outside of Guild Quest and like Linkslot Trials, so there's that. Giselle can't inflict dominate in epic raids. So now I'm conflicted because Sun apparently can get 56 seconds in Guild Quest. Like, that is insane. Obviously, we'll have to wait to see the new EX waves and all that. But, like, I'm low-key just thinking of just boosting her up. And she's a bit more future-proof than Giselle because of the paralysis. Paralysis in Guild Quest is my new favorite friend. I absolutely love it. I mentioned it a bit with Byakuya. But the fact that you can just keep the enemies in place, be perfectly safe and fine, is wonderful. It's so nice. You just let your NAD units go to town. You just kind of hover around in the back, paralyze them, especially because Sun has Paralysis Plus, so you don't get cucked by the other NAD units on your team if they have ailments as well, or if you're using a side SP unit, like for Melee Hollow, you could use like Yuha or Kangdu or something, for example. So yeah, there's that. So honestly, I'm thinking of buffing or boosting up Sun for the majority of it, because unfortunately, as much as people don't like it, Guild Quest is the main thing, and Sun can do everything else. Like Epic, like Giselle is only better in Limit Breaker Quest. Linkslot Trials, it's literally like a few second difference. Whoop-de-doo, that doesn't matter. Sun still has more than enough damage output to do that. Giselle is very, very good there as well, but in Epic Grids, Giselle is horrendous. She just is. Same thing with the Power Shinji that we're going to be talking about later, but yeah. And then Lototo. Like the same thing, like I'm thinking of like boosting all these characters up because they have paralysis and whatnot. I feel as though that might be better, but I haven't gotten to their Guild Quest, so maybe you guys let me know down below if you've used them in the new EX 4 waves and whatnot with the new HP and all that. But I think this is fine for now. I'm really tempted on moving Little Toto over Shinji, but it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, that was my little rant because I just think Sun is much better than Giselle. But all right. On to the next attribute. All right. So we are now on to the speed attribute, and I will just say this right now: I am going to move Kangdu up. People proved me wrong when I said that he isn't that good for melee hollow. When Sun dropped, that's when I did the last tier list, and people were saying that Kangdu actually performed very, very well. So I was very, very surprised. Apparently he can get like upwards of 50 seconds in Guild Quest, which is insane. That's literally up to where Bambietta is. But Kangdu is at least still good in Limit Breaker Quest. He's good everywhere else. Bambietta, no SP boost, no Berserker. Like, I'm sorry, but I think you're bottom. Depending on how her Guild Quest goes, maybe we bump her down to S. Maybe we bump her down to S, boys. I don't know, but yeah, that's crazy. But he's a bit inconsistent, obviously. I believe he only has increased chance to power attribute enemies, so keep that in mind. But Unohana doesn't. I mean, I guess she has the trap SA30, so I won't even bring it up. But either way, both of them are fairly inconsistent, but they're still like very, very great characters. But yeah, now we are going on to the only actual new speed character, Full Hollow Vassalorda Ichigo, and goddamn must I say, he is so cool. He is so goddamn cool. His art, I don't know if it's better than the old one, but I don't care. There can still be two goats, you know. Let two goats cook, or whatever the hell that guy said in that meme image. Maybe I'll flash it up on the screen, but it looks so cool. But let's go over his kit. He's a ranged Squad 0 killer, replacing the new Tech Shinji. He has strong attack recharge minus 12%, damage to weakened enemies plus 30%. He's a Squad 0 killer plus, by the way. I've probably forgotten to mention that. He has weakened plus on all of his strong attacks, including an EX skill, which is like another beam, which is kind of interesting. At first, when I heard it, I thought it sounded terrible, but it has a really good width, really good range. He's got that size, bro. He's got that size. You love to see it. And then on top of that, he has a debuff Soul Bomb. So I believe it is a 70% defense lower. So basically, you drop that. You drop like your weakest strong attack, and you one-shot anything on the map. Because he also, on top of that, does have weakened defense and bombardment. So his Soul Bomb is going to do quite a bit of numbers, quite a bit of damage. So yeah, for his skills, he has Bombardment of 1, Complete Status Immunity of 100%, Debilitator plus 5 seconds, Diminisher of 10 seconds, which I will say is literally like the most useless skill of all time, Frenzy plus 2 or Frenzy plus 3 in Guild Quest, Increased Status Summon Chance against Soul Reapers, Killer Effect plus 30 or plus 50 in Guild Quest. He has Poise Break outside of Brave Battles, Range Damage plus 10 or plus 30 in Guild Quest, SP boost to 80%, and then the weakened defense, as I said earlier. So, I mean, he's really, really good. Only thing, honestly, all they needed to do was give him some Berserker or full stamina damage instead of that Diminisher, and honestly, Chef's Kiss, he would have been amazing. Like, yes, Guild Quest kills, boohoo, I don't care. At this point in the game, if you have a boss killer, such as Squad 0, Espada, Captain Killer, that sort of thing, I don't really even care if you have boss killer or Guild Quest skills, because you're never going to be used in Limit Breaker Quest. You just never will, and that's the only other content that is somewhat difficult to where you need those extra skills that just make you the best character in PVE, like Ichigo or Kenpachi, that sort of thing, you know? So it's genuinely whatever. So yeah, like genuinely all he needed was to just get rid of the Diminisher, give him Berserker or full stamina damage just to give him that slight edge, and he's insane. If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw people getting 50 seconds with a 1-5 Ichigo. Alright, so I just double checked. Also, slight typo, slight mistake, Okiura actually got 50 seconds, and then 1-5 Vassalorda Ichigo got a 50.3 seconds. I don't know if Ulka's spot on 50, but that's kind of funny that he like literally specified. It looks like he specifies the exact millisecond on like all of his videos. So it might have just been like that extra 0.3. But yeah, I'm just looking at it just to make sure. And he's like the GQ guy. If you want like those super sweaty tryhard builds, go check out Miz, MYZZ. Bro is actually, it's not even that. It's like, so just type in Miz BBS and he'll pop up on YouTube. He has a Japanese kanji in his name. But yeah, 50.3 seconds is insane. Like, for 1.5 characters to be doing that is ludicrously broken. Like, absolutely insane. This character is disgustingly broken. Where would I put him? It's so tricky. I believe Uetsu can get higher than that, but you can also use him in Limit Breaker, you can use him in Epic Rage. I think you can also use Ichigo in Epic Rage as well, but he is not going to be a Limit Breaker quest character. Obviously, he is a boss killer. As not, I believe he's melee of Rankar, so he'll be able to be used in Limit Breaker quests. He can be used in Epic Rage. He's still great in Link Slot Trials, and he's absolutely exceptional in Guild Quest. So realistically, I feel like Ichigo will be around here, right? Like speed is just like stacked. Like I don't know. They just keep getting these characters. People keep saying heart, but like realistically, I don't know. I think speed is still like, I think it's still them. But I feel like that feels right. I feel like that's right. Like, cause like these two are just insane everywhere. Kenny is just him. Like, yeah. I don't think I have to say anything else about him. Uetsu, he's insanely good anywhere. Alright, I think I was talking about Uetsu. I got a phone call and I had to go do something, and now I'm just like, okay. But yeah, I think it's a fair placement. 4th place. Speed is just incredibly stacked. Maybe he can move up a little bit higher, because I never actually used him in Guild Quest. I'm only going off videos and whatnot, so... You know, and then I also don't have a Uetsu or Astot, so I'm only going off other people's experience. But yeah, I think 4th place is fairly fair. I just don't see him touching these two. Asna has proven himself; he's just absolutely insane. So yeah, I'm gonna put Ichigo in 4th slot. Yeah. And then everything else I think is fine. Alright, now we're on to probably like the most disappointing character in terms of like what they got. Because he's just a Guild Quest like NAD unit, and for most people they don't really care for NAD units, which I think is fair. His artwork and his animations are all like very, very cool, I must say. Love the design. But yeah, let's go over the actual kit. He is a ranged Captain Killer. He has Captain Killer Plus, a soul trait of normal attack damage of 35%. And then on top of that, he has Paralysis Plus on all of his strong attacks except for his SA2 and 3. His SA2 is a boost and his SA3 is a debuff. He has Sprinter plus 1, Long Reach, he has Sharpshooter, a total of 115% Bruiser, Paralysis Resistance of 100%, Frenzy of 1, Flurry of 1 and Flurry in 2 in GQ, Diminisher, increased status summon chance against Soul Reapers, increased range damage plus 10%, and then range damage plus 30 in Guild Quest, damage to paralyzed enemies of 40%, Enhancer, Poise, Booster, increased killer effect in some quests of 30%, and then increased killer effect in GQ of 50%. So as you can see, it's just like a run-of-the-mill normal attack damage character. Nothing like insane. I will say, because he has the debuff, it's gonna be pretty insane if you can get like the right sync, so where he like debuffs on a certain boss and you can one-shot it instead of having to take 2 strong attacks or 3 strong attacks, for example. But the RNG for that will be quite annoying, I would imagine. But yeah, he's gonna be a good NAD unit. As to where I would put him, you know, also I didn't realize Loaded Bar was that high. Why is bro that high? I'm gonna bump this Nell down. I don't like this Nell. Nell's going down here. I don't like this Nell. I mean, maybe just up next to Nemu. I don't know if he's better. Like, I think he has more damage. Yeah, I feel as though he'll have more damage, because I don't think. Did I say no? No, now. This is. Wait, brain. function. This is Nemu. This is Nemu. This is Nemu. Nell, then now, and then Nemu. What? Nemu. I don't think she performs as well anymore since the Limit Breaker, or since the Guild Quest update, because she doesn't have Guild Quest skills. And Guild Quest skills got a huge rework to where they are the better skills in the game mode. So also for that, I'm going to push up Tosh. Tosh is still very, very good. Forgot to bump him up last phase. Probably because I just didn't even look in the SS category. Masaki I will also push up because like she did get a pretty big buff. I'm gonna push you down. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. And then Basby, he scored really, really well. Senju got like 56 seconds. Soifan, we have yet to see her in the new Guild Quest, so I'm going to leave her here. Depending on how she does, though, obviously I might push up Basby because it looks like it's insane. He got like really high 50s. Shinji, we'll have to wait and see in his new performance as well and whatnot. But yeah, I think I am, for the most part, happy with this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The NAD units, I'm tempted to just put all the SP units in S tier that aren't like actually good anymore towards the bottom, and then the NAD units at the top, and then the farmers in between, just so it looks a bit more uniform. But I don't know, maybe I'll do it, I don't know. Going on to the final attribute. Alright, the final character is mine, with only Giselle, no one else really. And then I'm not gonna lie, I'm thinking of moving Yuha down. I'm thinking of moving him down a little bit, down to like here, but I don't know. He's still like really good outside, but like in Limit Breaker Quest, he gets cucked every time I have to use like a hollow unit or like melee. Like if he doesn't have every rule, he just feels so bad now. It's I don't know. Ishin is still like absolutely insane, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm struggling to know where I'm gonna put Giselle. Because I have an idea. But yeah, like the new Guild Quest, I'm really tempted to put Yuha below the Guild Quest characters because like he doesn't have Poise Break, he doesn't have increased chance. He's just not clearing very fast anymore. And in Limit Breaker Quest, as I said, he's falling off. They're power creeping the Limit Breaker to outdo him because obviously he was the king at the time and they need to sell new characters, so they're obviously buffing that HP a lot. So I mean, I think I'm gonna keep him down. He's not holding his own in Guild Quest anymore. These three girls kicked him to the curb, and I mean they're still good. Okay, I guess not Rukia and Candace because they have Boss Killer, but like they're still really, really good in Guild Quest, which is the main sort of content. They're still good in epic raids, and then Link's Hot Trials, yeah, Yuha slaps them there because like it's such an easy mode, but you know what I mean, like yeah, because like even if they aren't used in Limit Breaker Quest, this guy isn't even that great in Limit Breaker Quest anymore. Unfortunately, he's just been kind of thrown to the curb because they have to sell more stronger characters to power creep that certain mode, which is kind of unfortunate. Ishin's just holding his own because Rampage and 120% SP boost, and then increase chance against heart attribute enemies, which is all there ever is in Limit Breaker Quest. So realistically, I think Ishin is like one of the best Limit Breaker characters of all time, just because of that. The increased chance against heart attribute enemies. But yeah, let's go over Giselle. Let's see, where are we putting Giselle? So Giselle is a mind attribute character, Soul Reaper Killer Plus with strong attack recharge time minus 14%. They have the Dominate status element plus. So a lot of people were speculating that Giselle was not going to do that great, but Giselle did very, very good, if I'm not mistaken. Got like 53 seconds at 5 out of 5, 53, 54, like 50 at 1 out of 5, 51, something like that. Like Giselle put in work. The EX skill is like almost the exact same. It's that little like trap effect. It's like a little kind of like Yatru's SA3, but I think it just has less range, and it's just like a higher chance to proc Dominate, which is fine. It's mainly a Limit Breaker Quest skill. Mainly Dominate in general is all it really is, but oh well. Innate skills are Sprinter +1, Havoc at 20%, and Marauder. Team Party increased mind attribute character strong attack damage of 20%, increase strong attack damage of 80%, reduce strong attack cooldown of 14%, weaken resistance of 100%, frenzy +2, bombardment +1, debilitator of 7 seconds, increase status summon chance against soul reapers, team party, increase Quincy damage to status element affected enemies of 30%, damage to dominated enemies of 100%, weaken defense, and an SP boost of 80%. So Giselle actually has a few skills off of Gremmy, so you realistically don't even have to use Gremmy anymore on Giselle's team, which is quite nice. I will say that. Alright, so I was just checking like what the best team for Giselle was, and it looks like a lot of people were, or at least what I saw, Aaron ended up using Giselle, 5-5, he ended up getting 53, so I'd imagine you can get a little bit more, because obviously he isn't one of those guys that fully resets for like the perfect RNG or anything, because that is a lot of time and a lot of effort. But then he ended up using Gremmy, so then you can all get, you know, the boost off, you can get all the buffs from Gremmy, and then the Mugetsu link as well also gets added in, which is very nice. And then he used True Shikai as a side, but that's not really that relevant to this. So Giselle's going to perform very, very well. 53 seconds. I saw a 49 or 50 with a 1-5, which is very, very good. Absolutely exceptional. So, yeah, I mean... And then in Limit Breaker Quest, we haven't had the more difficult Limit Breaker Quest, so obviously this is going to be a bit of a different take on that, because we haven't seen Giselle perform yet. I have no reason to believe that Giselle won't perform well unless they make the map super unforgiving for Giselle's kit, which I don't see why they would. I feel as though they would want to try to sell the banner, and obviously, you know, give Giselle all the rules and whatnot, because we had the super easy one, but I'm not counting that at all. That is meant for literally any character at this point in the game. That's been released within like the last year. And then epic raids, I will say, huge hit. Giselle does not inflict dominate, so even though Giselle has ×3 damage, Giselle's damage is just terrible. It is what it is. It sucks in epic raids. You can't use Giselle because Giselle can't inflict dominate. It's such a stupid mechanic. I think they need to fix that. And then link slot trials, Giselle does great. Obviously, like a sub-minute clear, I'm pretty sure is what I saw some people getting. So it is what it is. I'm torn on first and second place because I mean Giselle does get a better clear in Guild Quest, if I'm not mistaken. It's by like a couple seconds maybe. You don't need as many dupes as well. Like 1-5 can still get 50 seconds. I think Ishin gets relatively around that as well. But Ishin definitely is going to need more RNG because he doesn't have increased chance against everything. It's only the hard RGB enemies. But then you have to lean in towards the Limit Breaker aspect, where Ishin is a phenomenal character in Limit Breaker Quest. I feel like Ishin would definitely be more used than Giselle. Like I've used Ishin probably like the most out of any Limit Breaker Quest character, except maybe True Shikai Ichigo, if I had to guess. But like they're both so good in it, I'd have to imagine for Giselle. But then it's like Link Shot Trials, Ishin. You know, you can still use him. He's very, very good. He's faster. And then epic raids, you can use Ishin. You know, so it's a toss-up. It's a really big toss-up. I feel like Ishin's kit, strong attack kit, is better. So I'm torn. I'm torn. Like it's first or second place. Like it's so close. But just going off of the RNG alone, I might just throw Giselle on top. Pause. I might put Giselle in first place just because of the RNG needed for Ishin to be better. You know? And then with Gremmy Gremmy is the side, because I'm pretty sure, if I am not mistaken, Gremmy does buff up Giselle just because of being a Quincy, if I am not mistaken. Or do they not stack it? Never mind. There's nothing really for Gremmy. I mean, actually, technically, Giselle buffs Gremmy. That's what it is, because of the increase, the team party. Nope, that's not it. The increased Quincy damage to status unaffected enemies. So Giselle would basically be buffing up Gremmy. So I think I'm just going to make Giselle number 1. If you say Giselle's number 2, I completely understand. But this video is already so goddamn long, and I've only ranked 5 characters. So this is my new list. This is probably going to get so much hate right here. but I feel like it is like I use Yuha. I use Yuha for melee no affiliation. I don't even have a Wetsu. And mine was getting like 40 seconds with 3 out of 5. Imagine the new EX waves, bro. And I have 5 out of 5 sides. You know, I feel like he's falling off. My Candace outperforms my 3-5 Yuha. 1-5 Candace. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below. What would you guys change? I definitely feel as though mine is going to take a lot of hits just because I feel like it's going to get some backlash. But yeah, let me know. I'll probably change some things around if you guys voice your opinion. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Take care. Hope you guys have an absolutely amazing day. And peace out.